It's 8 p.m. Welcome to the Citi Newsroom. My name is Vivian Kai Loko.
And I am Umaru Sanda Amadou. Coming up tonight,
President Akufo-Addo responds to Citi FM and Occupy Ghana petition to operationalize several hospitals worth millions of dollars.
And residents of Bunkatamanso accuse the executive secretary of the Free Zones Board of hindering revenue collection activities of the municipality.
Also coming up, hawkers in Kumasi brace for face-off with city authorities after order to stop trading activities in certain parts of the city.
And later, we'll also take you to Akontombra in the western region where school children have to trek for miles to attend school.
The details. Now, a group of residents of the Katamanso municipality have petitioned the senior minister, Yao Safo-Mafo, over what they have described as abuse of office by the executive director of the Ghana Free Zones Board.
Now, this is because some companies in the Free Zones enclave have refused to pay their property tax to the municipal assembly, a situation which is affecting revenue mobilization in the area. Ni Ama has more in the following report.
Just across this assembly office lies this stretch of untarred road, a project that Katamanso Municipality Assembly cannot complete because of lack of funds. For the residents who live along the road, the dust it produces each day is just unbearable.
I'm too sunny. Kwa onyobo to hall. Ochumo dem benje ba na je me fen wumuji. Agbona wona ka na fe to assembly ba bi ene. No le fa ye bi e. Wo ka me hu ni ka me ngma me twinsh. Hu wo ba na ka ko to onye fi o. Ame fe ram school me je me because of speed there you. Won fe plan ka wo ba fe ko ye bi. Ko ni emomulu na fi ha wo.
Ame dente me ka me je me ka me ba speed na me ke wo be for mlu. Even one tank aponye issue egbeno no always am Solomon nyumba ni issue egbeno ni mlu agbo what you am fe basa mlu ko na ni machine nche ni beke bi fe na code enye wie mu amen na nok ni bi ko meni je sana kebu shibonwo ba na ko himbe.
For so many years the people have lived with the problem. Ordinarily, Katamanso municipality should be one of the richest in the country because it houses the Free Zones enclave, home to over 50 industries and factories. Interestingly, many of these companies have refused to pay their property taxes, a tax levied by district assemblies on all immovable properties in their jurisdiction, hence denying the assembly its much-needed funds. But why their refusal? Jeffrey Ntorin-Kansa is the lead petitioner for a group of residents who have petitioned the senior minister Yao Safo-Mafo to intervene.
A court of competence jurisdiction has ruled that companies within the free zones, regardless of the tax exemptions they're entitled to, are not entitled clearly to the exemption of a property tax. So why the motivation for the CEO of the Free Zones Authority, Michael Berfi, to stop them from doing it? I don't understand. And here we are. The finance minister just read the supplementary budget or the budget review, and we are calling for mobilization to be done. Again, we know that the district assembly's common fund has been reduced to the barest minimum for local assemblies to undertake their development. They can only depend on IGF. And in my petition to the senior minister, I clearly state that if we have an authority like the Free Zones trying to stop them from collecting these revenues, how can we as citizens expect development within our community? So we are calling on government to call the authority to order and allow these companies within the enclave to make payments so that revenue can be mobilized by the Assembly for Development.
Their refusal to pay also comes as a surprise to the MCE Solomon Appiah, who recounts the efforts made by the Assembly to get the companies to do the right thing.
They work under the Free Zone Board. And so the laws of what the Free Zone is having is what they want to operate on. But we are talking about properties. You see, there is no property anywhere that you say, I have this and I've been exempted from paying my property rate. Churches are paying their property rate. Everybody is supposed to pay the property rate. We are even not collecting the BOP from them, business operating permits, because they are working with the free zone. We allow that one. If free zone is not collecting the business operating, we will add it to ours and take it. And that is what we are creating, the awareness for everybody to understand that we need these taxes to develop the municipalities to complement the efforts of what the central government is doing.
All efforts to reach the Ghana Free Zones Board on the matter have proven futile. Reporting for Citi News from the Katamanso municipality here in Accra, my name is Ni Ama.
Now, the Office of the President of the Republic of Ghana has pledged to address issues contained in a joint petition by Citi FM and pressure group Occupy Ghana. The joint petition submitted to the presidency by the groups sought the operationalization of all newly built but abandoned healthcare facilities in the country. Head of Research for Citi FM, Kojo Akoto Boatin, has the details.
So we apologize for that mute in the story. But Sanda, let's still stay with this story because this is very dear to us at Citi FM.
Indeed, yes.
Over projects that medical projects that or health facilities that have been abandoned that have been completed. For example, we have the Bank Hospital recently, the University of Ghana Medical School
Center.
finally was open. But there are many more, and it distracts the progress of health.
Vivian, you see, the issue is that it didn't have to take Citi FM and Occupy Ghana to draw the attention of governments. We have an executive president who, when he says be, it becomes. Like God says, let there be light, and there was light. If he says, let's operationalize, it must be operationalized.
That's right.
He has appointed someone who heads an institution called Ministry of Health. Under that ministry, we have a Ghana Health Service. We have structures. And so it shouldn't be a big deal. We have voted money for an infrastructure to be put up. So much money, 1 billion cedis, and then we have the facility there and becomes a white elephant. I think it's a mockery of our institution of state that we'll spend so much money building facilities and we do not put them to use. Like, I don't really get the point. And so I don't think we didn't need to do this. But of course we have done it. And it's important that we have. And I mean, our demands are very simple. We're saying that put the institutions we have put up to use. Let's know that the CD we have pumped into that facility is being put to good use. That's important. We are saying that the emergency centers that are almost non-existent, let's get them running again. 55 ambulances for 29 million people doesn't make sense in any part of the globe. In fact, it doesn't even make sense in any part of the solar system, or the universe. So that's what we are saying. But you see, good thing, they have quickly acknowledged receipt and written a letter to us. So we wrote a letter on Friday. Today they brought a letter signed by the executive secretary, the president, saying that, yes, we have seen what you have said, and we actually are committed to that, and that the president is committed to this particular agenda. So we would work on it. But there was a phraseology that was used in the letter. It says, we'll get back to you shortly. And I kept asking the question, how shortly?
How shortly? Exactly.
When the government says shortly, I mean, sometimes it's shortly, but sometimes shortly really takes a long time.
Shortly can be 6 months. Shortly can be 1 year. Shortly can be 5 years.
Even when you're dealing with the government of state and the government that we are having to know, and I'm not referring necessarily to the MPP government, but the governments that we have seen over the years, when they say to you that something will be done shortly, you want to question them. But let's hope and watch, because the campaign will still intensify. That's all we can do. Even we can't go and open a facility and start using.
And we cannot be spectators anymore.
We can't be. Actually, the president instructed us not to be. And like I said, he says, do not be spectators. And we have refused to be spectators. He says, be citizens.
That's right.
And we are being citizens. The job is to alert them, to draw their attention. If they haven't, perhaps they haven't said it. Maybe they are not aware that this is what is happening. So we are reminding them, Mr. President, Minister for Health, please operationalize these facilities. And it's good. The letter that was written was copied to the Vice President, to the Minister of Health. We'll be waiting to see what Koko Ajimameno will be doing after this petition.
That's right. And we'll return to that story. We'll bring you all the pointers on what Citi FM as well as Occupy Ghana wants government to do with regards to these health facilities. But Sanda, let's move on to other stories in the health
And they
sector.
are also related to similar issues, the no-bed syndrome. Parents and guardians who send their wards to the Bimbila Hospital are appealing to government to provide more beds for the overcrowded children's ward.
Now, as our correspondent Mohammed Aminu Alabrea reports, hospital managers have resorted to admitting up to 3 children on a single bed.
The Bimbila Hospital serves the Nanumba North Municipality, the Nanumba South District, and also receives referral cases from Pandaya and Zabzugu District. The health center was upgraded to a district hospital to address the many health challenges in the area. A visit to the hospital reveals a rather worrying situation. The issue of no beds has forced authorities at the hospital to make adjustments in the children's ward. The place is overcrowded. As I walked in, some children are on the bare floor with masks brought from homes. Other children are also sharing the same bed. 2 or 3 children share one bed. Some parents are concerned their children may contract other diseases.
A lot of sickness are here, different sicknesses. Because of paying in the bed, maybe the sickness can transfer. The some are on the ground, no beds for them.
I'm here for my patient. It's now better. No. The lie on the bed floor. Because when we came, they were telling us that there was lack of bed. Beds are not there, so they give them mattress to lie down.
Citi News interaction with some of the staff who will always speak off record for fear of victimization say the congestion is a major problem for the facility. Others who are coming from outside Bimbila have had to lay their clothes on the bare floor for their sick children. The washrooms of the hospital are also not in the best of conditions as mothers bath their sick babies in the open. They told Citi News that there are no places for them to take their bath. Hospital officials tell Citi News because this is the season for malaria, many children are brought to the hospital, mostly referrals from the various chiefs' compounds across the municipality and other surrounding districts.
For Citi News, I am Mohammed Aminu M. Alabira, reporting from Bimbila, Nanumba North Municipality.
Sounded very disturbing and returns to our earlier conversation about health facilities. And you know what bugs me the most about this story? So he says that around this period, a lot of cases are referred from other facilities. And yet still, all these years, we still have that challenge.
So Bimbila is Nanumba North. Now, the surrounding communities, you have communities from Nkwanta, the northern part of Volta, Pasa. You have people who are coming from all these neighboring areas. And indeed, even Yendi, for instance, if there are issues, you would have to come to this central point. So it's like a central point where everybody runs to. Now, if the central points that we're expecting to have solutions is itself shaky, if the center cannot hold, it becomes a problem. I mean, we've spoken about this no-bed syndrome 1,000 times if we've spoken about it once. We shouldn't be reporting about this in 2018 when we are looking at SDGs and we are saying that by 2030 our health infrastructure is going to look good. This clearly doesn't look like a good sign for me. And I'm sure we have to do some more. And those who are supposed to do that are watching.
And what's with the people not having places to have their bath?
Yeah, because you know how our institutions have been crafted. Look, even Kolebu Teaching Hospital is the biggest hospital we have in the country. If you went to Kolebu today, Vivian, people are lying, and I'm saying this because I've seen this. When people bring their wards to the hospital, they're having to lie on the lawns or under the trees outside. Like there's no place for you. And this is a children's ward. What if the child is suckling? You can't expect the mother to go home and leave the child because there will be nurses. The nurses cannot provide that, you know. There are some basic things that a parent or a guardian would have to be around to provide to their ward. Again, if the parents left the child and there was need for some payment to be made, who's going to do that? also, we know that we have to be running errands for our patients who are on admission and so on. And so if you do not have a place for them to take their bath or to keep themselves tidy, you're actually curing or treating their children, but they are infesting the children
problems
again.
For the parents.
And 3 children lying on the same bed, you don't know what each of them has as a sickness, and they could easily, transfer that to the others. Vivian.
That's right. Let's move to that story. I'll move away from that story and hope authorities are watching and deal with this situation. Now, the poor state of roads, coupled with inadequate educational infrastructure, is seriously affecting quality education within the Akontombra district.
Now, Citi Newsroom's Akwesi Nim in this report takes a look at the everyday life of rural folks who have to trek for long distances to attend school in Akontombra.
As early as 5:30 a.m., they come on foot in singles or in groups between the ages of 7 to 15 years from neighboring communities to schools in Akontombra. For lack of good access roads, these students have no chance of getting a taxi or trotro to take them to school, but walk.
This is the main road from Ali Krom to Akontombra, which is about 8 kilometers. Even though the Ghana Education Service abhors students from walking for more than 1 kilometer before accessing their schools, students over here don't have a choice, but they have to ply this road, which has a lot of streams here that they have to go through before they can even access their school.
Now I come from Ali Krom, and I attended school at Akontombra Senior High School. Every day, we walk on foot to Akontombra as it is raining. We even pass through there, and as the rain heavily and the river become overflooded, we even have to swim across it before we even wear our shoes. So we beg the government to come and fix a bridge so that the river can get a way to pass by.
After the hassle with walking to school, students of Akontombra SHS are welcome to a school with infrastructural challenges, making it difficult to increase boarding intake. Felix Esiodu Otri is the assistant headmaster of Akontombra SHS.
They have started an administration block for us since 2007, and up to now it has been left there uncompleted, so we can't use it. We don't have an assembly hall. Classrooms, we don't have enough. Dormitories, we don't have enough. Some of the day students travel from far. Many of them get to school late and already tired, which obviously affect their studies. When we get more of dormitory blocks, some of them will be willing to be enrolled. And since the space is not there, they are obliged to be in their homes.
I thought the boarding house congestion was a problem until I got to the almost outdoor dining hall.
What you are seeing here is our temporary dining hall that we are using for now. Since the PTA started a project here, but it has not been completed because of inadequate funds, or let me say lack of funds actually. So we face a lot of problems. The students are being congested there because they sit 12 on a table, and now we have 35 tables that we're using. So if you are to multiply that, you see that there's a huge number. And since it's not a permanent place, we have the animals, the goats, the birds, and other things intruding. So when we even serve food, we have to ensure that one pantry hand is there to drive away all these domestic animals that come to worry us at the dining halls.
The school's uncompleted administration block, which has been sitting here for close to a decade, has today become the assembling point for most of the school's activities. The headmaster is currently giving his end of semester address to students, and as you can see, students are actually standing outside for lack of space. They are calling on authorities to quickly look at finishing some of these uncompleted structures for academic work to move on smoothly. For Citi Newsroom, I am Akwesi Ejenim, Akontombra.
You're still watching Citi Newsroom from Citi TV. We are coming to you from number 11, Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka in Accra. Coming up, when we return, hawkers in Kumasi brace for face-off with city authorities after order to stop trading activities in certain parts of the city.
Tune in to The Point of View, Mondays and Wednesdays at 9 p.m. as Bernard Avlet takes the news further. He will bring the right guests, ask them the relevant questions, and get you the real insights you need on the big stories for the day. The Point of View with Bernard Avlet, Monday and Wednesday nights, only on Citi TV. For regular news checks as they unfold, 2020 news, all day, all the time. Politics, sports, entertainment, business, and more. 2020 news. We bring you the world in 20 minutes.
And that's all the news in 20 minutes.
Welcome back to the Citi Newsroom. My name is Vivian Kai Loko. Now, Kumasi traders who sell their wares at unauthorized locations within the city are pleading with authorities to allow them trade. This comes after the region's coordinating council, in a letter signed by the regional minister, Simon Osei Mensah, ordered all traders in and around roundabouts, footbridges and intersections to move to various markets within the region with immediate effect.
Traders over the years have either mounted tables or put up structures to serve as stalls for their trade along intersection routes, footbridges, and some runabouts in the region. The Tech Junction, the Central Market Roman Hill footbridges, some runabouts, as well as other major intersections like the Anloga Junction intersection, has seen the bustle of trading activities. Few weeks ago, a trailer with a failed brake veered off its lane on the Anloga Junction intersection, injuring 2 persons and killing 1. Traders who trade here though acknowledge the safety risk they contend with, but
we have heard it, but we have no options than still working here. Because some of us, when we stop working here, we have no place to go and work again. Apart from this junction here.
Yes, I told you, some minutes to the water. 1 person, and the matter. Yeah, chatting company. Me imagine say, thousand, a besia, baby, I should be a besia. And found where we are working at it. And yes, so company. And then impending for say a slum. Yeah, baby, I can have message of Papa never been to I'm not cutting at it. I am the matter 1 person, so I'm not working at 18 years. No, my dad told him my side and they turn up. And then baby, I make a job, you come baby, a patent or I make what's happened.
Jetson, Monsieur, and now feel no better say into. They say a Joma Pate wouldn't sky, wouldn't be any, and then you freeze so. And then I feel will be good to the dam say, Blana time on the fire would
they are therefore pleading authorities to allow them trade.
Say a pamocho, say a honey baby, a Sramoara. Now said your mocha say you need any day. The question me, the Henny, the near man soon I have to drink at your bed chili. The sense you to for more than it. You see any baby beer, a dear nature. Madaroma, the Sramoa, Mumia. Na Monomaya, Nayantrana, I ye and I yen I bet.
Marketing, some Mumaya baby, Yabako. Santa's idea, you need baby, yes, and another woman. That's now by 1 share. And we'll be doing one man, no baby myself. Every baby near me now, Mamma Sinamo, Sadia. And say, where they are sign and a sign. Why make accident in a day? I am a bimmy, says already a sign. And I'm Barbie science, yes, I have Margaret 5 years. So, you said, I'm
So no problem. So move to your program. Say any problem here. I say so then the problem. So we are
From the Ashanti region's capital, Kumasi, for Citi News, Loretta Tima.
Now, the Adenta-Madina Highway has become a death trap for residents who ply that part of route due to the absence and also the non-completion of footbridges along that stretch. Residents say the absence of the footbridges has led to an increase in pedestrians being knocked down by vehicles. Here is a report by Citi News' and Shelley Ziru.
This dual-carriage highway connects Madina and Adentan in the northeast part of the Greater Accra to the eastern region and the western part of the country through the Tetekwashi interchange. For about 10 years since its construction, the footbridges have been left uncompleted. Unlike many other highways, crossing the road as a pedestrian on this Madina-Adentan stretch has become life-threatening. Pedestrians virtually compete with vehicles for the right to use the road, resulting in knockdowns. Traders and commuters who ply the road say the situation poses a daily threat to their lives.
What happened normally is that when we are to cross, sometimes we need to force ourselves in to cross. Even though the police standing there, we force ourselves in so that the cars can stop for us to go. And it's dangerous because sometimes the speed the cars takes to come. When they realize that it's about to show a red light, they are always coming in top speed, but which we are going in, and it's not helping us at all.
As you can see, it's really crowded here, and it's very dangerous for school children, at least the little ones. Even we, the adults, we find it very difficult in crossing the road. So I think the government should do something about this.
Sometimes when the traffic light is red, they are moving.
Has anyone died in your school because of their crossing the road?
Yes.
It actually doesn't feel safe because most often you have to be very alert, and then you are even scared. Sometimes you can easily get knocked down because of the way the drivers also speed, and then they are quick to just try and then avoid traffic and all those other things. So it actually doesn't feel safe.
Well, what of the children? How do you feel for them when you see them crossing?
Actually, for the school children especially, that most often they are crossing the road without any adults assisting them. It's scary at times. And then recently, I think some children got knocked down also on this same road. So we actually need a footbridge.
Leader of the drivers at the SDA Sakura taxi rank tells me the situation is worrying, adding they will live in constant fear until the footbridges are fixed.
So far, I say there were a lot of problem power. I say, FR traffic lights and the overhead bridge, you know. In fact, a student who was say, the mom light is saying somebody be see hormone, nobody be carry be see hormone. Oman saw that problem. SEC was accident day and night accident. SEC was say, ye to an amount eco municipal fine almost on my father. Now, Omudi actually acquire member saw lights in the mine. I thought I want to cut off. A call for a baby actually, a Boko municipal, a Yako police station, almost a moment in your own way. You see the phone, they think they be on bit my boy, so they're from also on the street lights and on your way, Juma. And say every week, be no accident and see what this junction are. Bear me no answer, is see.
Compounding the issues is the numerous broken down traffic lights on the stretch, which causes huge and massive traffic on the road. Despite calls to the authorities to fix it, authorities seem adamant. A recent research conducted by the Accra Metropolitan Assembly in collaboration with Bloomberg Initiative for Global Road Safety indicates that about 13,000 road crashes occurred between the year 2011 and 2015, which claimed 909 lives and injured almost 3,000 others, with about 60% of these accidents occurring on major highways. Member of Parliament for Madina, Boniface Abubakar Sadiq, revealed steps are being taken to begin work on the footbridges on the Madina-Adentan stretch by October 2018. Reporting for Citi News, I'm Shelley Ziwu.
Now, the acting Vice-Chancellor of the University of Education, Winneba, Professor Afol Broni, has criticized the haphazard nature of policy making within the educational sector. Professor Afol Broni was speaking today at the 3rd Multidisciplinary International Conference for postgraduate students at the University of Education.
You are not limiting yourself to what some researchers do. Normally, if you read a journal, you can find some topics that are so esoteric, so hypothetical, so unrelated to realities. I want to commend you for this very intelligent and very common sense approach to tackling something that is so relevant to Africa. And I wish that I had time to look critically at some of the things that I'm listening to this morning. I wish we could have, I'm not sure, but I wish that we could have an opportunity to really take an entire day and digest this very powerful speech, which we have just listened to. But fourthly, and that is the sad one, is that we will come and do all these great decisions and deliberations which stem from serious thinking and research that has been done, which is being disseminated, and the policymakers, 5 of them, will go around and go about and continue doing what they do. Most of the time, you only hear that this is what the government, and I am saying it, and I know they are covering it, but that's what academics do. It is quite sad when things that are supposed to be policy are not grounded in research. That's what is the use of what we're doing here if those who make policies will not come and have a conversation with us. Maybe it's about time that we as researchers, we as universities, would go out there and engage those who make policies.
Now, students who sat the Ghana School of Law entrance examination last Friday have raised concerns over reports that the examination questions were leaked. According to the students, even the marking scheme, which is supposedly exclusive to the examiners, was leaked. Let's go on the phone line now and speak to the chairman of Parliament's Select Committee on Judicial, Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, the Honorable Ben Abdallah. He has some perspectives to share with us. You're welcome to Citi Newsroom. Honorable, has the House or your committee at least been informed about this mass leakage we're hearing about from the Ghana School of Law?
Thank you very much. Good evening to all your listeners. Parliament was against CBA, and the law students wrote their entrance exams on Friday. On Friday evening, the exams on a platform, sharing the members, and the person said he had heard that the exams were leaked. So other members on the committee also passed comments, and everybody was of the opinion that if it is true that the exams were leaked, then those who are alleging about the leakage should provide some evidence. That is why we all
I'm having difficulties hearing you. I'm not sure if you're in motion. If you could kindly indulge us and possibly stop. But are you suggesting that these allegations have come to your attention officially as a body?
No, what I'm saying that no official petition has been brought to Parliament.
Okay.
We are all hearing that the exams were leaked.
No.
Of the source of the allegation that is yet to be verified.
All right. As a member of Parliament, then, personally, you have heard this. Was this reported to you by a constituent or a student or a lecturer? How did you hear this?
Yes, I said in my preliminary comment a colleague member of Parliament who said it on our platform. We have a platform that is the members of the Judicial Committee. We have a platform. A colleague member posted it on the platform, and he was saying that was what he said. And today, in the morning, one of the a student who started the exam was also alleging that she has proofs of the leakage of the examination papers. And I was called to proffer my opinion. And I was saying that if indeed it is true that the exams were leaked, then they should do the right thing by petitioning. They can petition the Ghana Legal Council, the General Legal Council, and they can also petition Parliament, because Parliament, as an independent institution, has an oversight responsibility over our military and their agencies. So if such a petition should reach Parliament or the Speaker of Parliament, I believe the Speaker of Parliament, in his wisdom, will refer him to the relevant committee in Parliament, and the matter will be gone into. And whatever outcome that the committee may come up with, same will be tabled before the plenary, and the plenary will debate, and whatever recommendations that the plenary will come up with, and I think that that will be implemented.
Now, Honorable, in the event that you are petitioned as a committee, well, first of all, as a parliament, does it lie within your mandate to be investigating a private institution for their own internal examination issue? Should it rather be a petition to the school if the students thought that they have a case?
You see, the Ghana Legal Council is not a private institution. Ghana Legal...
Honorable Abdallah, can you hear me?
By the General Legal Council.
Okay, I meant not a private institution. I meant an independent body on its own. Would you be clothed with the appropriate powers to be investigating internal examination issues of an independent institution?
It's a matter of national interest. It's a matter of public interest.
Because someone will stretch it and say if there were leakages at the University of Ghana, if there were leakages at the Tamale Polytechnic or Technical University, depends on how you look at it, would Parliament want to step in and investigate, or this is because it borders on lawyers?
You see, we have the General Legal Council, and the council on the council. We have the Attorney General on the council, and the General Legal Council, for the Ghana School of Law, comes under the ambit of the Attorney General. Normally, when we meet and we meet to discuss the budget of the Office of the Attorney General, we have all these agencies coming. So, to the best of my knowledge, if a matter of such a magnitude is being alleged, it is in the interest of the nation. Parliament, as an independent institution, you understand, also has an interest in this matter. So if a petition is brought to Parliament, it won't be out of place for Parliament to also pick up the matter and do whatever investigation it has to do. So we can have the exams at the end of the day, because that doesn't lie within our remit, but we can make recommendations. So the appropriate place for any petition to be sent to the best of my knowledge, is the General Legal Council, because that has the oversight responsibility over the Ghana School of Law. But the point that I'm making is that it won't be out of place for anybody to also bring a petition to Parliament. You know, Parliament is the representative of the people. And anything that concerns Ghana, Parliament has to say.
Very well.
It has. So I don't think
you do have the powers, and you would want to go in. Okay.
To be brought to Parliament. But the fact of the matter is that such an allegation is a very serious allegation, and it has to be treated with circumspection and all the care it deserves.
Very well.
So you can't just go on air and allege that exams were leaked when you don't have the proof. First of all, you must have the proof to sustain your allegation before such a matter can be brought to
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Honorable Ben Abdallah there. He's chairman of the Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee of Parliament. You're watching Citi Newsroom, coming to you from Citi TV at number 11, Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka, in Accra. I am Umaru Sandamadu. When we come back, we'll take you to the Sisala East District of the Upper West region, where farmers there, maize farmers, are very angry with the government because they say the fertilizer that used to be supplied is not coming forth.
We spice up your mornings with culturally enriched conversations, social interviews, and policy-oriented discussions that will keep you updated on the progress of the nation.
Because we're giving only those in their third trimester. So in the next 3 months, those in their second would be ready to receive the kits. And we're taking data at registration, which is before they take the kits, at delivery and post-delivery, so that we can analyze and we'll see the numbers. So from the numbers and the data that we're collecting, we would know what has worked, what hasn't worked, you know.
Join the Breakfast Daily team Monday through Fridays from 7:30 a.m. to 10. Let your voice be heard with the hashtag Breakfast Daily. Join us for breakfast daily, only on Citi TV. Every Thursday night on Citi TV, you're welcome to join women from different backgrounds and opinions as they weigh in on your relationship issues. Watch Sister Sister as the ladies get real with issues about love, marriage, betrayal, sex, dating, trust, finances, and more. Join Jessica and her sisters for Citi TV's all-women talk show, Sister Sister, every Thursday at 7 p.m. Also, live on 97.3 Citi FM.
Welcome back to the Citi Newsroom. My name is Vivian Kai Loko. Now, retired Supreme Court Judge Justice William Atuguba has warned that Ghana risks losing out on quality people serving on the bench if the conditions of service of the judiciary are not improved. According to him, the not so attractive remuneration of justices of the country's courts is partly to blame for the lack of interest in highly placed lawyers to serve on the bench. Justice Atuguba was speaking at a lecture to honor his 22-year service on the Supreme Court bench. The event, which was attended by judges, lawyers, and other influential persons in society, was chaired by the Chief Justice, Sophia Akufo. Justice Atuguba, who retired from the bench last month, said it is time the government took a second look at the remuneration package for judges.
I value this event for its institutional value. One of the speakers already alluded to the fact that public service, particularly service on the bench, is a thankless job. Many years ago, a distinguished Chief Justice Apalu addressing a forum on the occasion of appointment of justices to the Supreme Court and Court of Appeal, described the work of public service and particularly of the judiciary, in the same terms, that is thankless. Now, if that spectre is to be left loose on its own, untreated, untrimmed, will suffer a diminution of response from persons who would otherwise be very suited to serve this country on the bench, particularly on the Supreme Court bench. But an event like this has thrown a strong ray of hope that the thanklessness of it is being stemmed, and therefore we should begin to be enthused and to be encouraged and consoled by the call to take on the daunting task of judicial service.
Now, maize farmers in the Sisala East and West districts of the Upper West region are angry with the government over an acute shortage in subsidized chemical fertilizer. Speaking to Citi Newsroom's Upper West regional correspondent Latif Mahama, the farmers say the shortage of the chemical is putting their investments in jeopardy.
Kindergartens 1 and 2 pupils.
Citi News visited some farmlands in the area and can report that hundreds of hectares of maize farms are at the verge of perishing due to the acute shortage of the chemical in the various accredited warehouses. Some of the farmers tell Citi News that the situation has compelled them to go for bank loans to buy the product in the open market at cutthroat prices.
My own, which is about 150, are still lying down. I don't know where to get fertilizer to fertilize. So it's very, very bad. I can't tell how it came. Well, but I've been hearing there's fertilizer brought to the district, but they are smuggling it. I'm appealing to government. If the fertilizer is in the district, it should say it zonally. We have area councils that have been divided into zones. So any fertilizer that comes and is for the farmers should be distributed to the various points so that the poor farmer can also get it at his own place.
We've been finding it difficult to get fertilizer at our various warehouses to buy. And if we are able to get some at the warehouses, the prices are very, very high. Each warehouse sells at the price he or she wants to buy to sell the commodity for us. The impact is very, very hard and it's difficult. You know, this time of the year, farmers are always finding it difficult even to get monies to be able to buy their farming commodities. And this time that the commodity is very high, the farmers are actually...
Citi News investigations uncovered that over 600,000 bags of chemical fertilizer allotted for the 2 districts were impounded by the Upper West Regional Security Council. The security hierarchy in the region will not comment on why the product was impounded, but Citi News sources say it was on suspicion of smuggling the chemical into neighboring Burkina Faso. For now, the fate of farmers in the Sisala East and West district to have access to chemical fertilizer will continue to be under balance until government decides otherwise. Reporting for Citi TV, Latif Mahama, Tumu.
Now, pupils of Buoku Early Primary School in the Wenchi municipality of the Bonafo region are now studying under trees. Authorities had to abandon the school structure after the roof was ripped off by a downpour. Citi News' Michael Mfum Sapon visited the school and has his report.
Kindergartens 1 and 2 pupils of Buoku Local Authority Primary School, as well as Basic 1 to 3 pupils, have been studying under trees since March after their temporary structure was ripped off by a storm. In spite of several appeals by school authorities, the Wenchi Municipal Assembly is yet to assist the school. Manuela Mankwai Siedu is assistant head teacher of Buoku Local Authority Primary School. He laments the frequent disruption of teaching and learning activities due to unfavorable weather conditions.
The assemblyman of Boku came and had a meeting with the PTA, and they agreed to put up a temporary structure for us so that at least next term when school reopens, that is the third term, we will use that structure. But it's unfortunate that after raising the metal post, nothing has been done again. And then we made some follow-up. The MCE promised to give us or provide the school with a pavilion, which was supposed to have been started in 15th June. But we haven't seen anything of that sort. So the classes KG1 to classes 3 are using a temporary structure. That is, they are under trees. That's where they're having their classes. And it's not good. So we are appealing to the authorities, the assembly and the education office to help us so that we get a permanent structure for them.
Some of the pupils share their sentiments with Citi Newsroom.
I say teacher near chair dinner young for a diagram. Naya moya de guyasunte I antinia can. India Sraban says so yet said the Yaba Sidamaya, yes, so I bet nam.
Danos yet now over Ndina, sorry for your Bianas in Tabayam boy, on boy into free Bianas, and Condanson boy, yet national Condanos, and the Abayam boy.
These are the daily struggles of pupils of Boku Local Authority Primary School here in Wenchi Municipality of the Brown Half region. They are made to study under the scorching sun. As if that is not enough, the school also lacks adequate furniture. Effort to speak to the Municipal Chief Executive for Wenchi, Dr. Prince Kwachi Afriye, on the issue have been unsuccessful. For Citi Newsroom, Michael's Apoyufum reporting from Wenchi.
And that's it for today's edition of the Citi Newsroom. Visit citinewsroom.com for more stories. My name is Vivian Kai Loko.
And I am Umaru Sanda Amadu.
Thank you so much for your time. Good night.
Tune in to The Point of View, Mondays and Wednesdays at 9 p.m. as Bernard Avlet takes the news further. He will bring the right guests, ask them the relevant questions, and get you the real insights you need on the big stories for the day. The Point of View with Bernard Avlet, Monday and Wednesday nights, only on Citi TV. For regular news checks as they unfold, 2020 news, all day, all the time. Politics, sports, entertainment, business, and more. 2020 news. We bring you the world in 20 minutes.
And that's all the news in 20 minutes.
Go.
Spend 30 minutes every weekday catching up with all the trending social media conversations of the day. If you tweet it, we'll read it. We might just even Skype you.
Just, no matter your situation, you can rise to the top.
Absolutely.
You really
and
can.
It's interesting that he wrote this article on the 17th of June, and on the 18th of June, yesterday, he actually scored 2 goals in the Belgium World Cup meet.
30 minutes is all it takes, so use the hashtag 30minutes on social media to catch our attention. Join the most interactive social media TV show weekdays at 5 p.m. only on Citi TV.
It's engaging, detailed, and loaded with factual and incisive analysis. It's The Big Issue, your preferred Saturday morning news and current affairs analysis program on Citi TV. Tune in this and every Saturday at 9 a.m. and hear the newsmakers discuss the top issues for the week.
At that time,